Hey there, my name is Chris, and I am so glad that you are tuning in today. We have so much exciting stuff planned. I cannot wait to get started. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like I have a ton of questions all the time. Like, what does water taste like? Or how does the moon work? Well, your questions are super important to us. That's why we are in a series called Got Questions, which is all about the biggest questions people ask about God, Jesus, the Bible, and just life. We've got a huge question to answer coming up today. But first, let's get started by answering a question of the day. Our question of the day today is, what is the last song you got stuck in your head? Go ahead and think about that, and if you're there with other people, go ahead and find out what their answers are too. I'll wait for a few seconds so you can decide on your answer. Got it? Good. Now, I actually have had a song stuck in my head for a while. It's Our Great God by Rend Collective. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever listened to a song and realized that you felt totally different after listening to it? Like a song that made you just break down and cry? Or a song that made you feel super excited and motivated? Songs and the things that we even watch have the power to do that to us, but how do they do that? That's the question that we are asking today. Let's check in with Becca to see what she has to say about it.
Hey everyone, I'm Becca. For the past few weeks, we've been answering some of your biggest questions. Let's find out what today's question is. This one is from Jarek. He asks, sometimes my parents don't let me watch a show or play a video game. Is that really a big deal? Why does what I watch matter? What a great question, Jarek. I know the things I watch can affect my life. Like when I watch a movie and the songs totally get stuck in my head. And if I see a commercial for a sweet toy or gadget, I might want to buy that thing. I have to have it. Oh no. If I play a video game or I rob a bank, will I feel like stealing? Now that's a little extreme, but I know the things we watch and listen to do have an impact on us. I just wonder how. Let's check in with the source team to see how what they watch changes their lives.
They're actually going to read my comic. Thank you so much, Miss Main. They might make my comic a real book. When did we get a lamp? Ah! No, absolutely not. What is that? There's a bug.
What is going on
There's
here?
a bug in the lamp.
I'll get it out.
No, don't touch it, it might jump out.
Ah! Oh, it's gross! Oh, it's eating my hand! Oh! You just got bested!
Bested.
I thought that was the perfect prank. That was amazing.
No, it was not. It was gross and it was wrong.
You should see in your face. Oh, there's bugs everywhere!
It was not funny. You two are a menace. No more jokes. What did you do? Okay, listen here. I have zero time for any of this, so please just tell me what you did.
Flip your mouse over. You just got bested!
Ha ha ha. That's 2 pranks in one day. What are you guys doing? What? Were you filming me?
Just for our internet show, no big deal.
You're putting up hidden cameras. That's a very big deal.
Look, we just need content for our show.
Where did you even get this idea?
Well, me and Jesse were watching some shows on the internet, and this is exactly the kind of stuff they do.
And we figured we could do it too.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're going around and making people look ridiculous.
No, we're doing fun pranks, you know, joking around. We're calling it Bested.
It's a mix of our names.
Very clever. Well, be sure to leave me out of your future pranks.
You're gonna miss out. It's gonna be awesome.
We are gonna become so famous.
Oh, you okay?
I'm good. Fine. Whoa.
Dude, this video has 1 million views. And he's just breaking stuff. We have to go bigger.
You're right. You're right. I got it. Let's break some stuff.
Perfect. I'll grab the camera.
Alrighty. Tell me when you're recording.
Okay. And action.
What's up, everybody? My name is Beauregard Charker, and today we're gonna break some stuff.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Time to get bested.
Bowie? What are you doing?
Nothing, Miss Mame.
Really, because it looks like the two of you are up to no good.
No. I am just putting away what I took out.
Well, I am sensing mischief.
What? Oh, so I see you stopped the latest episode of their new internet show.
Ah, that's what this is.
Yeah, we're gonna take over the internet, and it's going to be great.
And what are you going to be doing on this show?
We're still trying to figure that out.
Right now, we're just studying the most popular videos on the internet.
And eventually, we're gonna be so famous that we're gonna change the world.
Check this out. All right. This channel is all food pranks. They just gave a person a hamburger made of mud.
Mud burgers. Yeah, that's definitely gonna change the world.
But wait, don't you remember Dover Gray? He was a huge star, but he was so mean.
True, but this is different.
How?
Because it's us. Miss Main, you were on TV. Do you have any tips?
Okay, look, I love that you guys are very passionate about creativity, but you need to be careful about what you're watching. Some of these shows are just trash.
We're very careful, Miss May.
Yeah, we're just watching the most popular videos.
That should never be a guide for what's good.
Okay, but it is if you want to be famous. And Trixie, you're always welcome to
I'll pass.
Fine.
Then prepare to be bested.
Not you. Other people.
I wonder how Bowie and Jesse's show is going to turn out. We'll find out the rest of their story in just a few minutes, but first, there are a couple questions that I think would be awesome for you to talk about right now. In fact, in just a couple seconds, I'm going to bring up those questions, and you can pause this video and think about your answers. If you're watching with a group of people, you can talk about them and find out their answers too. If you're watching this by yourself, I would challenge you to still pause the video, stop and think about your answers, and maybe even write down your answers so you remember what you thought about the questions right now. So go ahead, I'm going to bring up the questions, and I'm going to read them, and then you can pause the video, okay? Our first question is, if you made an internet show, what would it be about? Is there a show that you would want it to be like? All right, here's the second question. How do you think the shows that Bowie and Jesse are watching affect what they're doing in their show? All right, go ahead, pause the video and talk or think about those questions. I'll wait right here. Ready to go? Great. Next, Becca's got a story for us from all the way back in Bible times that can teach us a lot about how what we watch and listen to affects our lives today. Let's see what it is.
Hey again. So, what do you think? Do the things we watch and listen to make a difference in our lives? I think they do. In fact, check out this story from the book of Mark in the Bible. One day, God's son Jesus and his friends sat down to eat, and some of them didn't wash their hands. Despicable. Wait, what's the big deal? I'll tell you. It's always a good idea to wash your hands, but back then some people called Pharisees had made it a law that you had to wash your hands. Don't lie, don't steal, always wash your hands. Yeah. And when the Pharisees saw that Jesus' friends didn't wash their hands, they were mad. They said unkind things about Jesus and his friends. They even told Jesus that the people he was with weren't clean and he shouldn't be around them. Yep, it's right here in the law that we just made up. Jesus didn't feel that way though. He wanted people to wash their hands and be clean, but he said that the bad things that come from inside us are way worse than any dirt or germs. Everyone there was like, what? Jesus explained. He said that stealing, cheating, bad words, pride, lies, all these things come from inside us, our hearts. And those things are even worse for us than germs are. Another time, Jesus said it this way. A good man says good things. These come from the good that is stored up in his heart. An evil man says evil things. These come from the evil that is stored up in his heart. So what's in our heart is super important. But how do those good or evil things get into our hearts? The truth is, the shows we watch, the books we read, the music we listen to, and even the games we play, all these things fill up our heart and mind. So if we watch bad things with hurtful words or shows where people do evil things, that fills up our hearts. We might start to use those words ourselves and wonder, where did that come from? That's not all though. If we watch, listen to, and think about good things, those fill us up too. If we listen to music with a positive, encouraging message, we might start to encourage others more. If we watch shows that are good, where people do good things, we'll want to do those things more. Here's what I want you to remember today. We can choose what fills our hearts. Think about the things you watch and listen to. Are they filling you with unkindness, mean words, and bad thoughts? Or are they filling you with kindness, peace, and courage? What we fill our hearts with makes a huge difference. I think Bowie and Jesse are figuring that out right now, too. Let's see how their show's turning out.
Dude, our bug video has 20,000 views. We are going viral!
Yes, sir.
Thanks for making me the bug girl, guys. It's what I've always wanted to be.
You're welcome.
You need to change your show.
But we're a hit. We can't stop now.
But the way you guys are acting, it's only going to get worse.
No, it's perfect. Bowie and I are about to do our greatest stunt yet. The Flying Bowman.
Jesse,
What?
you might want to take a look at this. The Fowler brothers are getting 1,000 views a second.
What are they doing?
They glued all the books in the library together. No one can read them now.
We have to go bigger. The Flying Bowman won't cut it.
I know just what we gotta do. We gotta step it up a notch. We gotta turn into the Crazio brothers.
No, let's not get crazy.
But we're getting views. We have to, Trixie. It's what our fans would want us to do. We're influencers.
You're becoming bad influencers. Look at this. Someone at our school tried to do your bug prank in the cafeteria.
That is the bug prank. Hold on. That's our prank.
And they're using real bugs.
That bug just bit that girl. That is why you do not use real bugs.
And that girl was Samantha.
Kids in the school are trying to top you guys, and you're just trying to top the Fowler brothers.
I didn't want anyone to get hurt. This is all our fault. Trixie's right. We have to stop this.
What do you mean? We're a hit.
But kids are doing all the bad things we're doing. It's our responsibility.
No.
Yes, And Jesse, you're the president of the school. Do you really want to be known for this?
We're shutting down the show. I don't want to be responsible for anything else bad happening.
Are you sure we can't do the Flying Bowman?
Yes, I don't want to get in any more trouble. I just wanted to make people laugh, not get hurt.
We need more ideas for the paper, and I think we've fallen into some kind of rut. What's going on? Is this part of your prank show?
No more pranks, Miss Main.
We've been bested.
By us.
I'm shocked. What could have possibly gone wrong?
We're getting a bunch of angry comments from parents. Kids are getting hurt doing our stunts. It's a huge mess.
We didn't want any of this to happen. We just wanted to make people laugh.
We were so close, Miss Main. We were almost famous.
Is being famous really that important?
Yeah.
No. We just wanted to do something big. Something that would get us noticed.
You can still do that, you just get noticed the right way.
No, we can't. We have too much power. We're dangerous.
Hey, no, you were just trying to be someone that you're not, and you were watching shows that you shouldn't have been watching.
But we just wanted to do what everyone likes.
Okay, but if you hadn't have watched those shows, you wouldn't have tried to imitate them. You guys need to start watching what you're taking in. It can mess with your insides.
Like bad food?
Miss Main, I don't understand anything you just said.
This is a glass full of nice clean water. If I drink it, I get nourishment. Refreshing. Now, if I fill this glass with dirt, would you still drink it?
Maybe for an episode of Bested.
Gross.
Okay. What if I put just a little bit of dirt in this one?
It's still gross.
Okay, so when you watch a show, or you listen to a song, or you play a video game, and it's only kind of bad, you're still affected.
You just listed all the fun things, Miss Main.
Yeah, it's the bad stuff that people notice. No one cares about the good stuff.
That's not true. Trixie's comic is getting published.
Wait, what?
I didn't have time to tell you guys because you were too busy getting bested.
That is so cool. I never knew anyone that made something before.
You can too. You're funny, you're talented. You don't gotta go all crazy. Just be yourselves. Trust me, someone will notice you.
Thanks, Miss Main, but I don't even know where to start.
When you're watching something, ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, is what I'm watching making someone look bad or good? 2, will I get in trouble for imitating this? And 3, would I watch this with a grown-up?
I don't think those shows exist, Miss Main.
They do. I'll help you find one.
So what do you think? Why do the things that I watch and listen to matter? Well, I think what Becca said is so true. We can choose what fills our hearts. Now, by heart, I don't mean the literal heart that is beating inside you right now. I mean the same kind of heart that Jesus was talking about. The heart that gets filled up by the things that you feel and the things that you think. So how does what we watch and listen to and think about fill our hearts? Well, you could think about it a little like this. This vase is like our heart. Now again, not our physical beating heart. I mean our heart like what we feel and believe. The very deepest part of us. Now, like this vase can be filled up with all kinds of things, our heart can be filled up with all kinds of things as well. When we feel peaceful, when we say good things, when we are kind, those things all come from our hearts. But there are some things that we can fill up our hearts with that are not good for us. I'm going to use ping pong balls to represent those things. When we watch a show that uses a ton of bad language, that gets into our hearts. When we watch people doing things that we know are wrong, those things fill up our hearts too. When we listen to music about people doing these awful things, that can fill up our heart as well. See, those things don't just go in our ears or into our eyes and just disappear. Those things fill our hearts and they make us think, believe, and feel differently than we would have otherwise. Those things can fill our hearts with evil thoughts, bad language, and make us feel like doing wrong things isn't so bad. Before we know it, our hearts are completely filled up by these evil things. Now remember Jesus' story? His whole point was that those things don't just go into our hearts and then, it's no big deal. No, he was saying when those things go into our hearts, they're what comes out of us too. Just like pretty much all you can see right here is the ping pong balls, what people see when they look at our lives is what fills up our hearts. So often we use language like the people in the shows that we watch use, or we think about doing the things that we do in video games. Now, playing a game, watching a movie, listening to a song, those things are not always bad. But if a game, a movie, or a song fills up our hearts with things that shouldn't be in there, it's a wise choice to think, is this what's really best for me? Is this what God wants for me? Now, there's something amazing here, though. Letting God into our lives, letting Him fill us up, can change everything. Now, this water represents God. And just like this water fills up this vase, God can fill up our lives with kind, hopeful, helpful, and wonderful things. And do you notice what's starting to happen? That starts to push all of those other things out of our lives. And one day, they start to leave us completely. Now, do you see what happened? God pushes all of those things out of our lives. The things that we need to let go of, the things that fill our heart with what's bad and evil and hurtful, all of those things get pushed away by God. And there may still be a few things that we have to deal with, but check it out. When those things try to get into our hearts, they can't even get very far in there because we are filled with God's peace and kindness and love. Every single one of us can have those things. And God wants every one of us to live that way, completely filled up by Him. Now, sometimes you might think, oh no, I saw that thing that I don't think I was supposed to. I don't think it was very good. Or I listened to this and it had bad words in it. What do I do? Now, all of us are going to hear things that we probably don't want to and probably shouldn't sometimes. All of us are going to see things that we probably shouldn't sometimes. But the key thing, the most important thing is what you do when that happens. When that happens, you can choose to walk away. You can choose not to let it into your heart and not to let it into your mind, but just say, I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to let that be part of my life. You have that strength because God gives it to you. In fact, this verse gives us a great idea of what we can choose to think about instead. This verse is Philippians 4:8. It says, think about what is true. Think about what is noble, right, and pure. Think about what is lovely and worthy of respect. And I want to tell you, there are tons of video games, songs, shows, and so many other things we can watch and listen to that are all of those things, pure, noble, excellent, wonderful. But it's up to us to choose to watch those things. Next, let's check back in with Becca, who has a great challenge for us this week.
Hey again! What fills our hearts is super important. God's son Jesus showed us that we can choose what fills our hearts. We also saw Jesse and Bowie create a show, but by trying to get views, they went a little too far. This week, my challenge for you is think about what you watch and listen to. Is there anything that might be filling you up with things you know are wrong and hurtful? You may want to listen to those things less. Are there things that fill you up with good thoughts and a helpful attitude? Try listening to those things instead. What we fill our hearts and minds with changes our lives. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope to see you next week.
What a fantastic challenge. I hope you will take that along with us this week. Now, in a moment, I want to finish by praying with you and talking to God. But first, I want you to know there are some fantastic things for you to do right underneath this video. So be sure to check them out right after we finish praying, okay? There's an activity. There are some things and ways that you can fill your heart with God this week. There are questions for you to answer. There are so many great things. I want you to be sure to check that out. So let's wrap up by praying together. Put our hands together. Close our eyes so we can focus on talking to God. God, you are truly amazing. Thank you for every person watching this wherever they are. You have made them so incredible. Help them and help all of us this week, God, to fill our hearts with you and the wonderful things that you've made for us. Help us to fill our hearts with what's right and pure and true. We love you, God. In your name. Amen. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic week.